Oklahoma 24, Auburn 17, Dan.
Yeah.
This was sort of the headliner
Yeah.
of the week. There were a couple headliners. I guess it depends who you're into and where you live. But for all intents and purposes, I thought Oklahoma Auburn was the one that had the most star power. And this game had a little bit of everything, too. You had some curious calls. You had some big plays. You had a safety
Yeah.
at the end. Like, you name it, this game had a little bit of everything. There was a play very early on, and this is the moment when I said to my wife, who did not care about this game whatsoever, but I just had I had to speak it. I said, this is how I know that Oklahoma is winning this game,
Yeah.
because there was a replay review that overturned an Auburn scoop and score. Big break for Oklahoma. There was also a touchdown pass to Isaiah Satania that may have been illegal per ESPN rules analyst Matt Austin.
Yeah.
One of those deals where the receiver looks like he's running out of bounds, getting subbed off, stops before he gets there. Everybody forgets about him. Before you know it,
Right.
he's running free for a touchdown. That was the 24-yard pass that ended up making it 10-3 in the early part of this game from
And to
John
be fair to
Mateer.
that analysis, everything may or may not be something when Matt Austin weighs in during a game.
Matt Austin, yeah,
Yeah.
always the fence sitter. But
Yeah.
alas, look, it worked out for Oklahoma. They end up winning. A big one for them to get to 4-0. They'll be 5-0 after next week, going into the rivalry with Texas in week 6. I think the defense looks incredible. They were in the backfield all night. They set a school record with 10 sacks in this game. They had 7 sacks in the first half.
They ended the game on a safety, right?
With a sack. That was the 10th one.
Safety sack. Yeah.
So, like, I'm not sure about the offense. I think there's probably an offense question outside of John Mateer. Like, they didn't run at all. They still can't run. But Mateer is great. Provided they're able to keep putting him in a situation to do what he does, they're going to be fine. But right now, this is for as much, I think, of the headlines will be dominated by John Mateer. This is still right now, to me, a team that's dominated with a really good defense.
In as much as we think it's a good defense, because Auburn might just have a garbage offensive line tendency. I don't think it's a horrible offensive line. I think this could be a two things true at the same time, where Jackson Arnold was holding onto the ball way too long at times. We're just like, make a decision, dude. Throw it away, scramble, do something. Because when he did have opportunities to just pull the trigger quickly, right? He hit Cam Coleman down the sideline out of his own end zone. They're like, okay, he saw one-on-one, he hit one-on-one. And it was just, there was an extra second, an extra second and a half, an extra 2 seconds where you're just like, do something.
Listen, let me pause you right there.
Well, I was just going to say, our Mason Thomas coming in the second half.
Mason Thomas
did do something. Yeah.
Did do something. What I was going to say about Jackson Arnold.
Yeah.
I have been rooting for Jackson Arnold since he first came to college. For whatever reason, and everybody who listens to this is probably the same way. I know you are.
It kind of looks like you with a mustache. I get it. Continue.
You find a recruit that for one reason or another, you're just really interested in seeing how they progress at the next level.
Yeah.
And for me, that quarterback was Jackson Arnold. Okay. And so when he came up and when he got a couple early reps with Oklahoma, we had Oklahoma people writing in and telling us, seems like he sees the game. He processes it quickly. He can make the throws. He's still green, but it seems like he might be the guy.
Yeah.
Well, last year it didn't work out. He didn't end up being the guy. Mateer is much more the guy. But now Jackson Arnold gets his fresh start at Auburn. As you said at the kind of start of the season, Auburn isn't typically where you go to seek out stability, but
correct.
We hope it works for him. I remain unimpressed by Jackson Arnold, and it hurts me to say that. But he looks slow to process. He had throws that were there that he either didn't see or was inaccurate trying to deliver the ball.
Yeah.
It just hurts my heart because I really wanted this to work. He's still a very gifted runner. Auburn's still probably going to be a pretty good team. And this isn't to say that the whole Jackson Arnold experiment is going to be a disaster yet. It's still pretty early, and he did, I think, go up against a pretty good defense here. But we are seeing some of what we saw a year ago. And that's just troubling to me because I'm still rooting for the kid.
Right. here is just a PSA for parents out there. If at some point Ty's like, I watched this tape of this prospect, he plays quarterback, and I don't know, I just think he has it.
We can go to the Iowa stuff later.
I'm
Don't bring up Mark
sorry in
Gronowski.
advance. Well, we can talk about Malik Zaire. We can talk about Mark Gronowski. We can talk about Jackson Arnold. We can talk about whoever you want.
Not talking about this.
It's just one of those fork in the road moments that you're going to have to make peace with because your son has just been cursed by the Lehigh Valley cursor.
Oh my God!
Continue.
The occult forces of the Ty curse are out and about.
Something
to say the
special.
least.
Like, you know, when people just have that eye for like the most toxic possible relationship, Ty has the eye for the most toxic possible 5-star quarterback.
It's incredible. It's incredible. And it is now seeped out into my weekly picks.
Yeah.
Because my weekly picks have been trash to the point now where if anybody wants to sponsor me to pick the team opposing your team,
that'd be fun.
solidverbal@gmail.com. We could probably work something out. Financial terms need to remain confidential.
So instead of the lock of the week, it would be like the key of the week. Like Ty
something
will
like
open
that.
up a win for your team.
We got to call it a lock. We got to do the show like it's a real thing. But
I agree.
I'm willing to be bought off. Let's be real. We're all trying to make a living here. Oklahoma 24, Auburn 17. Oklahoma, interestingly enough, nice little front door cover. I won't play the sound. I don't want to annoy the dogs out there with the doorbell.
Yeah.
But little front door cover on that safety. They were favored by 7. I think it closed at 7. They were up by 5. Auburn had that one last down. Jackson Arnold taken down in the end zone for a safety to get the 7 to get the push.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sorry about that.